musically, I go by the name of, Prince Negasi, and, my music is to spread awareness of self and reconnection of Africans in the diaspora back home. And, it's a joy. And, you can find my music on any platforms online, at Prince Negasi, whether it's Google, it's Facebook, Instagram, all the music platforms and the iTunes and stuff, any of that stuff, you could find the music and, check it out. I would say my earliest in basics, early school, I used to play drums. I played like African drums and did like dub poetry and stuff. And then my grandma, she's a Christian, so I ended up singing in church and stuff like that. And my dad sings and he does DJing and he makes clothes and crafts and stuff like that. And my cousin's a famous reggae artist. His name is Sizzler Kalanji. So I did the 23andMe first. Yeah. Right. And that gave me just an overall mixture of just different percentages of how much African you are or something. So that wasn't enough for me when I did it. Okay. But it gave me an Aplo group, right? An Aplo group it gave me from my mom's line, show the connection running from starting in, I believe, East Africa near the Nile, then it shows it come into Central Africa, or it goes further into Via with ships. So for me, I was trying to research all these things to so who, it kind of opened up a new, door for me to explore. And then one of my friends did his African ancestry and told me about it. And, once he told me about it, I just made ways to save and, and get everything ready to, do the test. Because I've had other results for other side of my family, but I'm very close and raised by my mom and my grandma, and that lineage is all I know, so I made sure that was the test I did, and I give thanks for my friend sharing it to me,
Oh, that's amazing. So if I understand, when you did your ancestry, you wasn't happy with the result. It wasn't exactly what you was looking for.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah, because they're quite different. The African ancestry is the best one. Cameroon, what was your? Because a lot of people doesn't have an impression that Cameroon is what country is that?
Yeah, that's the thing. So in the time of me scrambling, after doing the 23andMe, I started studying all these tribes and all these places, and I started looking at the Aplo group, like where would it be? So some people are saying Central Africa, not always West. I'm telling my friend, and he's like, "No, man, we're from like way west." And I was just like, "No, man, but." Something. So I started telling him about that there is a tribe called the Tikar and the Bamileke people. Because I seen the
so you knew about the Tikar.
Yeah, I knew of the tribe. Yeah, it's just something that I seen it one day and I wrote it on a list, like on a paper, like this tribe and this, because my mom's dad's side is of Fulani. So after I went in and looked at all of that, I then was like, no, man, I need to find the mother creation, right? I started looking up those tribes, started studying. I was like, I don't know which one it would be, but I'm gonna study as much as I can, to get to that. And then, so when I got the results, I was leaving a farming job. I just got stuff. I just got back in the car and it just popped up And man, I was just like, I was in awe, just like, whoa, Cameroon, you know, like it was something that was drawn to me, and I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Until now, even now, I'm still like, Bamileke people of Cameroon. You know, just going on the whole thing, like, don't ever let anybody, you know, we live in this country where things could seem racist and people say things, hold that strength. You are a Bamileke woman, and Bamileke women are a very strong, nurtured woman.
Oh, yes,
you know,
yes.
And as I was, you know, with just my genetic knowledge, I just like, you know, just felt it, you know, because I was raised by my mom and my grandma, and that so happens to be their line. Was so happened that I got most of everything from as far as how I move and do things. So when I told my mom was like, what? And I sent her pictures and all this stuff. And
you had a picture.
Looking.
You research about a picture of the Bamileke people.
Yeah.
Send
So
it
I
to her.
immediately sent it to her and stuff. And then, like, she left work, and I was like, wonder if she's gonna, you know, take this in, like how I take this in. And she's called me back after, and she's like, wow, I see the resemblance. And she just, you know, and she's seen like the hard workship and the entrepreneurship and the always looking, and that's how she is. My mom is like one of those people that's fully running, so she fully resonated with that and the looks. And then when she seen Erykah Badu, she's like, wow, we could be twins. She's like, and she's also Bamileke. So, you know, my mom was like, you know, so it was like a strength. It was a strength on a level with my grandma. So then we were reading the thing about them still holding their African spirituality with being said either Christian or being said Islam. And my grandma is like deep Christian woman, and I was like, Mom, you know, I was like, Grandma, you know, a lot of them end up some being Christian as well, but they still hold on to that, and she loved that.
To the Bamileke. So what do you know about the Bamileke tribe?
So what I've seen of the Bamileke tribe, I've seen a lot of the crafts and the art at the first sight of when I looked at the Bamileke people, and the patterns alone just drawed me into. I was like, whoa, this is stuff that I like a lot, you know, that brought me into. And then I started looking into stuff, and then it said stuff about traveling from the Nile and, you know, and stuff like that. And I'm a big history person, so I started looking into all of that and different migration patterns and just the ways of music and the tradition. I started like looking at, you know, there was only so much stuff, but I was just looking into it, you know, as much as I could, you know.
Cameroon used to be a German colony before the British and the French came in Cameroon. So they used to speak German. The Bamileke origin traced to Egypt, migrated to what is now northern Cameroon between the 11th and the 14th century. So they migrated from there to Sudan, and then from Sudan to northern Cameroon. If you look at the map of Africa over here, you know, you can see how those Sudan is there. Let me just look.
Yeah.
You got Egypt is there. So they went from there. They went over here. They stayed there for some time. And then they migrated there from Chad, and then they end up over there in Cameroon, and then they went over there. Yeah, so that's funny. So the Bamileke are the native people of three regions on Cameroon, namely the West Cameroon. So over here, the Northwest, which is over here. So the Northwest again is the Chika and the Bamileke. So they mix the English-speaking part of Cameroon. And then exactly. And then the Southwest as well. So it's all this area from here to there. That's all the Bamileke over there.
Okay.
The greater part of the people are from the West region. It is estimated that almost half of Bamileke are from the English-speaking region of Cameroon. So it's true. So most of the Bamileke, because they mix with the Chika, everything, they're from the English part of Cameroon. And then there are 123 Bamileke grouping.
Ooh.
123. You know, so that's why I'm saying that when somebody say I'm Bamileke, you know, there's a massive, there's one group which is actually good because they're actually very, very, very connected. They're very, very connected, yeah. But again, so if you look at the picture over here, you can see that, yeah?
Yeah, I can see it.
The picture at the left is the Balaji in Egypt, the original Egyptian, at the traditional kind of like a party. And then at the right is the modern Bamileke today. So you can see a lot of similarity about
yeah, I do.
How they dress and how they hold in the thing. You know, everything is something that kept until today. When you travel to Cameroon, what you're gonna see if you go to a party, a Bamileke thing, funeral or kingdom thing, you're gonna see exactly the same thing like that today.
Okay. Yeah, I see the similarities.
So the Bamileke and the Chika are the people of the Graffiti, unique with the same single language and the single chip. Broke up around, so they broke up around 1353 on the death of their last king. So when one of the king died, so that's how they broke up. So
okay.
The first Bamileke king was called Yende.
Yende.
First refused the throne, trust the known. So he refused the throne. So he's supposed to be the king of the Chika. So he refused it. And then he went over a city called Bafusa, which is the Bamileke town. And then he created that city. And then his sister turned to the region of Banso. And then she created other Bamileke region over there. So again, it's the same family. The Bamileke, the Chika, they're all the same family. So you're gonna find that some Bamileke, they're still like a Christian or Muslim or whatever, but they've got the ancestral culture which they believe.
They attach it, they put it together too.
Exactly. So we got the Bamileke god, which we call C, is NSI. Bamileke is a tribe. But within the Bamileke tribe, you've got so many villages.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
You know, so there's not like a main Bamileke king. You know, there's different kingdom, and then that go back again on the fact that the Bamileke, they all wanted to be rulers. So like in the family, maybe if I got maybe 4 kids, and then they're all boys, you know, they're gonna say that, you know what, I want to be king as well. So the only way to be king is to move away from my home and then find a different place somewhere where they're gonna conquer that place and they're gonna be king over there. So that's how the Bamileke just split.
Okay, so that's how they split into. Wow.
Exactly,
okay.
That's how they split.
But
they're still very, very, very solid amongst the Bamileke. They're very, very solid. And even they got different kind of like a language, but you can understand. And probably about 5 or 6 linguistic group, but you can still understand. How do you feel now?
Well, I feel so much energy and strength, you know, in knowing that you know that a woman made it across to the next side, you know, and you know, and reproduced to get to my grandma, to get to my mom, to me, and that strength, that feels great, that my people still exist and are strong and are, you know, and are there.
It's very strong.
You know, I'm waiting to get back to them in the physical as I am in the mental right now. African ancestry is that way. go back 500 to 2,000 years back in your DNA. And like we said, DNA don't lie.
It don't
lie. Yes, that's what I would say. I would say just go for it with no, you know, as someone with melanin, as anyone on the West, you know, it's gonna be a strength to you. You hear it from me.
I walk through the valley of the shadows of death, so I man fear no evil. I trod the streets of glory to tell I story. Yeah, we want to see more, say we have to progress and digest and take steps right and no fit stress. We not gonna get caught in a messy situation. We make them like I don't have station.